Hello everyone, welcome to Mehfil with Rawanee. Event of ours focuses on the theme of light, which is Noor.
A vessel of light and art, and like art, you too will face the question of worth.
Removing their contours, their colours, with impossible cartographies and cryptic topographies, your meridian moralities confuse.
Speaks to illumination, it speaks to light, it speaks to guidance.
Outstretched to reach mine. Your determination determines me. I see a fire in you to shake the sun.
शौक तेरा अगर न हो मेरी नमाज का इमाम, मेरा क़याम भी हिजाब, मेरा सुजूद भी हिजाब.
Light meets light, yet does not combine, because his light guides yours.
Cultivate an oil of no fire, a light that doesn't consume, spark life as hope resumes. Once in this world I win a moment with thee, I will trample on both worlds, I will dance in triumph forever. O Shamsi Tabriz, I am so drunken in this world that except of drunkenness and revelry, I have no tale to tell. An additional theme of Rawanee's is Salam. And Salam is peace, and that is, peace is a theme that is running throughout our events and our initiatives throughout this year. And and Salam, when you understand it as a concept, it's not just peace, it is proportion, it is balance. And Salam and Noor, taken as Islamic concepts, are meant to guide us, right? So Noor is the guidance, it's the light, it's the illumination, it's how we see things. Light, for example, the light of the sun is how, we're able to see things around us and navigate. So Noor is our spiritual navigation. And Salam is a state of being. And the relevance of Salam to Ramadan is that the Quran, the book of the Muslims, that is called Noor, that is called the light and guidance, was revealed in this month. And the night of Qadr, the night on which the Quran was revealed, Qadr means proportion, Qadr means, what is proportion and what is decreed. So the night of Qadr on which the Quran was revealed is referred to as a night of peace. Right, so taking this together, so Salam is, how we live our lives, and Noor is the guidance towards where we go to. And we've spoken a little bit more about this in the conversation that we had last week on how these two concepts are meant to guide us in our lives. But also they're the ultimate goal, because it's said that on the day of judgment, it will be light that is leading the good, the doers of good forward. They'll be walking forward, following the light. And Salam is the greeting and also the final abode, the abode of peace towards which they will be led to, right? So Darus Salam. So having given this introduction, I'm just going to read a short passage by Khalil Gibran, and then we'll kick off and, go to our first couple of readers. So this is on teaching. Then said a teacher, "Speak to us of teaching." And he said, "No man can reveal to you aught but that which already lies half asleep in the dawning of our knowledge. The teacher who walks in the shadow of the temple among his followers gives not of his wisdom, but rather of his faith and his lovingness. If he is indeed wise, he does not bid you enter the house of his wisdom, but rather leads you to the threshold of your own mind. The astronomer may speak to you of his understanding of space, but he cannot give you his understanding. The musician may sing to you of the rhythm which is in all space, but he cannot give you the ear which arrests the rhythm, nor the voice that echoes it. And he who is versed in the science of numbers can tell of the regions of weight and measure, but he cannot conduct you thither. For the vision of one man lends not its wings to another man, and even as each one of you stands alone in God's knowledge, So must each one of you be alone in his knowledge of God and in his understanding of the earth. So this speaks to, the individual. So this doesn't speak to a lack of community, of course, because, people are instructing each other in their, relevant spheres of knowledge. But it speaks to the importance of that personal aspiration for seeking that knowledge, for understanding and, developing your own comprehension of it. Having read this, I'm aware that we need to move on to our open mic, and our first reader today is going to be Warren. Warren, thank you for joining us. I'm always excited to hear your brilliant work.
Thank you, Maniba. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to everyone. Ramadan Mubarak. Let me just get my poems ready. It's just a short one, actually. It's called Sun Suhoor. I watch your eyelashes butterfly open, wings outstretched to reach mine. Your determination determines me. I see a fire in you to shake the sun. Brief is our time, flying in its light. Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful, Warren, and very moving as well. And especially, I think it really stayed with me, the last line of the second poem, brief is our time. Beautifully said. Thank you for joining us today. Always a pleasure to hear you.
Thank you.
Moving on. I hope that's okay.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Good to see you.
You too, Maniba, and everyone. Lovely poems, Warren. Okay, right. This is called Somewhere to Hang My Hat. If happiness was a place, then it wasn't for you to take it away from me. Do we not deserve to have light, to be situated and happy? Deleting someone else's map, perhaps that's an insidious crime. As long as you've got your happiness and your light, then why do you forget about mine? Did you think about how it would be for someone with a map without a key? There is no relief, yet there is relief on my map. Disbelief with a twist of grief. Did you deliberately try to unmap others, removing their contours, their colours, with impossible cartographies and cryptic topographies? Your meridian moralities confuse. And there are no clues how to navigate this uncertainty. Maps suspended with disharmony. Wayfinding is why finding, how finding. Old maps become so useless and blinding. These situated contours scream. But no one else's navigation matters to you. The only light, the only journey that matters is yours, and it is true that your compass is different from all your cardinal control. Do you have a soul? Latitude and longitude, the old rules of maps just don't apply when you say how things are and you just decide. And if happiness was a place, perhaps you just take it off the map. And I knew for some time that I would never get that back. How can I navigate a map when there is no light, there is no legend to see? You seem determined to create an axis of impossibility, and all I ever wanted was to put a pin on a map to say, you are here. I just wanted somewhere to hang my hat. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely powerful and amazing as always, Pip. And as Warren said, that before I forget that part, that's a brilliant background. And I really, really love the map imagery as well. Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful delivery. All right. Aware that, we're still having people join in, and I don't know how many will be missing and not able to make the time. So just in terms of the next few readers, I am going to give you a break and read one of Rumi's. So, just to make sure that each of you has enough and sufficient warning. But after this, it's going to be Hasib, Laiba, and Rafe. And so I'm going to read Rumi for now. And this one is, I am not of the east, nor of the west, nor of the land, nor of the sea. I am not of nature's mint, nor of the circling heavens. I am not of earth, nor of water, nor of air, nor of fire. I am not of the empyrean, nor of the dust, nor of existence, nor of entity. I am not of India, nor of China, nor of Bulgaria, nor of Saksin. I am not of the kingdom of Iraqan, nor of the country of Khorasan. I am not of this world, nor of the next, nor of paradise, nor of hell. I am not of Adam, nor of Eve, nor of Eden and Rizwan. My place is the placeless, my trace is the traceless. It's neither body nor soul, for I belong to the soul of the beloved. I have put duality away. I have seen that the two worlds are one. One I seek, one I know, one I see, one I call. He is the first, he is the last, he is the outward, he is the inward. I know none other except Yahoo and Yamanhu. I am intoxicated with love's cup. The two worlds have passed out of my ken. I have no business save carouse and revelry. If once in my life I spent a moment without thee, from that time and from that hour I repent of my life. If once in this world I win a moment with thee, I will trample on both worlds. I will dance in triumph forever. O Shamsi Tabriz, I am so drunken in this world that except of drunkenness and revelry, I have no tale to tell. So I decided to share this one because I just thought it was beautiful in terms of, we are talking of spirituality and guidance and peace, but there is no real peace except in surrender and except in, treating the entire world as equal to yourself, seeing, how you're a part of something bigger than yourself. And yes, I thought this sums it up beautifully. All right, coming back to the reading order. Hasib, if you're around, I will request you to read next.
Sure. So, assalamu alaikum to everyone, and good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you guys are.
Hello. Hasib, I'm so sorry. We can't hear you really well.
Okay, you can't hear me still?
I can hear you perfectly now.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
कोई मसला नहीं।
It's not too early, but it is really early on a Sunday morning, so a little.
Okay. What time is it where you are?
Well, it's almost 10 a.m. But on a
Okay.
Sunday morning, that's like 6 a.m. or something.
It is, and I think in Ramadan, like if you sleep after
Yeah.
suhoor, then it's
Yeah.
very early. So thank you for the flexibility.
Absolutely. So again, I have stuff that is in Urdu. I don't know if that's okay or not.
Perfectly okay. Go ahead and read it, please.
Okay. So I'll just read two, if that's okay. And
हाँ जी, ठीक है।
ठीक है। तो नाम है जी रमजान की आमद। बस that's where we are. तो लो फिर से आ रहा है रमजान का महीना। It's here already. जन्नत से खुल रहा है फिर बरकतों का जीना। देखो वो दिख रहा है एक रहमतों का बादल। धुल सकता मी से जिसके है आसियों का सीना। वो वक्त आ रहा है फिर मस्जिदें सजेंगी। कुरान की तलावत होएगा फिर शबीना। सुल्तानों गदा दोनों सहरियां करेंगे। रातें इबादतों से हो जाएंगी नगीना। ईमान और सब्र से जब खाएंगे वक्त दो ही। पैदा दिलों में होगा एहसास का करीना। कुछ साथ है मुझे भी यारा, बता तू कर दे, मिल जाए फिर से मुझको बरकत भरा खजीना। यारब हसीब को भी, यारब हसीब की भी हाजत कबूल कर ले, रमजान की हो शामें और शहर हो मदीना। ये पहली थी। आ, और जो दूसरी है वो डिफरेंट थोड़ा सा है। एक सेकंड दीजिएगा मुझे, ये सिस्टम भी स्टार्ट हो गया। जस्ट गिव मी 1 सेकंड, मैं दूसरी पे चला जाता हूँ।
हाँ, कोई मसला नहीं है, टेक योर टाइम।
जी जी। अ, जी ये है कि जिस खाक का खमीर हूँ लौटूंगा उस तरफ, जिस खाक का खमीर हूँ लौटूंगा उस तरफ, मर्जी मगर हवा की है, बिखरूंगा किस तरफ। वो पूछ ये रहे हैं ना, तुमको है जान अजीज, जान तो हुजूर जान है, मंजिल है किस तरफ। हम अम की तलाश में निकले थे गांव से, जब शहर कहर जैसे हों जाएंगे किस तरफ। सुन ए रफीक शाम गरीबान दैर गैर, सुन ए रफीक शाम गरीबान दैर गैर। और ये वो सारे वो लोग हैं जो हम एक्सपर्ट्स होते हैं, वी आर द वन who are away from our land. सुन ए गरीब शाम गरीबान दैर गैर, तू खुद भी जानता है कि फुरका है किस तरफ। और मुख्तार है कि देखो हसीब फैसला तेरे है हाथ में, देखो हसीब फैसला तेरे है हाथ में, मंजिल है उस तरफ तो ये जिंदा है इस तरफ। थैंक यू सो मच।
बहुत बहुत खूबसूरत थी। एंड आई थिंक पहली वाली में व्हेन यू एंड विद रमज़ान की हो शामें और शहर हो मदीना, for those who don't understand, it's basically he's hoping to be in the city of Medina on an evening in Ramadan. बहुत खूबसूरत थी. Thank you. Alrighty, Laiba, if you're ready, I'm going to request you to read next.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. Can you guys hear me? Okay. First of all, Ramadan Mubarak to everyone who celebrates it, I guess. And I'll be sharing a poem of my own, so one poem of my own, and one nasheed translation, and another poem if we have time, right? So this is a poem which I wrote after we had a discussion about the concept of Noor and Salam. So this was partly inspired by that discussion. And yeah, so it's called Light Upon Light. What must I do to have all the answers? What must I eat to clear my vision? What must I drink to quench my search? What must I seek to find my light? Mustn't you and I sit here, take a breath, and simply observe our hands and feet, our eyes and lips, and all that we are right now in this moment, the material reality of our being? It does not answer every question now, does it? Or would you not rather just see, observe, absorb, follow? I am searching for answers, for clarity, for knowledge, and a light that may grant me all of it. Right now, I feel I hold none of it, the universe and all its secrets. But don't you know you possess something special, precious, worth more than any philosophical genius you could ever find? You have a light within you. You must seek it, and it will seek you. You must turn to Him, and He will show you the path to your own light, and every question will unfold in its own time. You are given a light. You must value it. It becomes visible only if you truly intend to see. If you observe both the seen and the hidden, if you absorb the knowledge it offers, if you follow the path it illuminates, because as you may see, still they muse over ideologies for centuries. The weight of this knowledge is a guide, what's certain and what may hide, far and wide, within, beyond. Greatest of wits could respond. All their brilliance, all their pride, fail to finally decide who shall be the one to see and walk the path to clarity. Now look, the method is not what you consume, just not hidden in some distant room, neither bound in rule nor right, but when a heart is made clear to receive the light with which the conscience begins to align. Light meets light, yet does not combine because his light guides yours. So, this was the poem that I wrote on this idea that I had of light upon light. And next, I want to share this nasheed. It's one of my favorite nasheed. It's called Jamalul Wujud. It means the beauty of existence, and I will read the translation of it. Because it's a nasheed, so there's a lot of repetition, but I sort of removed the lines that were repeated. So it goes like, the beauty of existence is remembering Allah. Then life becomes pure with His guidance of light, and the soul becomes assured in His obedience. Then happiness reaches its utmost peak, a heart full of passion for its Lord, which loves to satisfy Him and to meet Him, keeps returning to the sublimity of prayer. For Him, it's His home and all that He wants. Not any amusement can divert him from his march, nor collecting wealth can blind his eyes. When the caller called towards success, you see him walk towards it, answering the call, whispering, "O my Lord, O forgiver of sins, your pardon is what I seek, and nothing else." And tears that drip on your book, by which Allah removes the sins, that's how a sound heart should beat towards Allah. It always keeps returning, how happy is he who has a high aim to paradise in the highest of heavens. Yeah, and I'll have to mute myself because it's called for prayer right now.
Sounds good. Thank you, Laiba. Just signal to us when you're ready to read again. In the meantime, I'll request Rafe to read, his poem.
Sorry to interrupt you, Maniba. I'm actually done for right now because I
Okay,
only have
perfect.
another poem by Khalil Gibran. I might share it in the end.
Okay, that
Okay.
sounds perfect. All right. So over to you, Rafe.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, there is a slight echo. Could you try again? Could you speak again?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's fine now.
Okay, so thank you for choosing this theme, though. This reminds me of beautiful verse from Quran, which is "Wallahi nur samawati wal ard," which is without doubt, God is the light of this earth and all the universes. And this is also a theme that Sufis have really, give used in their, narrative, which is it's like its the universe is like a spinning wheel with a light, spinning top with a light in the middle, which it rotates. The whole spinning top lights up, although there's just one little bulb in the center, but it lights up the whole universe. So this is a beautiful theme. So today I'm reading two poems. One is a piece from Allama Iqbal, which is one of my favorites. I found translation for this one as well. And the second one is a small naat that I have written myself. So one from Iqbal is Loh Bitu, Kalam Bitu. It's a very famous Iqbal's naat, which have been read by many people. Loh Bitu, Kalam Bitu, Tera Wujud Al Kitab, Gumbade Abgina Rang, Tere Muhit Me Habab. You are the sacred tablet, you are the pen and the book. This blue colored dome is a bubble in the sea that you are. عالم آب و خاک میں تیرے ظہور سے فروغ، ذرائے ریگ کو دیا تو نے طلوع آفتاب. You are the lifeblood of the universe. You bestowed the illumination of the sun upon the particles of desert's dust. شوکت سنجر و سلیم تیرے جلال کی نمود، شوکت سنجر و سلیم تیرے جلال کی نمود، فقر جنید و بایزید تیرا جمال بے نقاب. The splendor of Sanjar and Salim, which were magnificent kings, the splendor of Sanjar and Salim, a mere hint of your majesty. The fakhr, say the faith of Sufis like Junaid and Bayezid was your beauty unveiled. شوق تیرا اگر نہ ہو میری نماز کا امام، شوق تیرا اگر نہ ہو میری نماز کا امام، میرا قیام بھی حجاب، میرا سجود بھی حجاب. If my prayers are not led by my passion for you, my ovation as well as my prostrations would be nothing but wheels. تیری نگاہ ناز سے دونوں مراد پا گئے، تیری نگاہ ناز سے دونوں مراد پا گئے، عقل غیاب و جستجو، عشق حضور و اضطراب. A meaningful glance from you redeemed both the reason and the love. Reason, the seeker in separation, and love, the restless one in presence. So this was Allama Iqbal, Iqbal's famous poem. Now I've written a one. Now this is the first time I have attempted to write a naat. It's I don't have a translation for it, but in the end I'll give you a kind of a thematic summary of it. It's the name of this one is Yearning for That Sight. It's in Urdu. جو عشق کے رستے میں اندیکھی سی ایک حد ہے، جو عشق کے رستے کی اندیکھی سی ایک حد ہے، جو انسان کے تخیل کی اور امکان کی سرحد ہے، جہاں سرمستی سرشاری کی لافانی سی نہریں ہیں، جہاں قلب فنافل کو غرقانے والی لہریں ہیں، اس مقام کبریا پر پہنچ جانے کی حسرت ہے، اس آسیے پرسوز کو آسماں پانے کی حسرت ہے، میرے بے قرار دل کو ازلی قرار کی حسرت ہے، ان جلتی آنکھوں کو ان کے دیدار کی حسرت ہے. کہتے ہیں کہ خوابوں میں ان کا گزر ہوتا ہے، کہتے ہیں کہ خوابوں میں ان کا گزر ہوتا ہے، عمر بھر کی ریاضت اور عبادت کا ثمر ہوتا ہے. ہاں کتنا خوش بخت وہ بندہ وہ بشر ہوتا ہے، کھلا جس کے لیے اس شمس جہاں تاب کا در ہوتا ہے. میں بھی دنیا کی رونقوں سے اکتا گیا ہوں یارب، میں بھی دنیا کی رونقوں سے اکتا گیا ہوں یارب، سب مجھ سے چھٹ گئی ہیں جو کہ تھیں محفلیں میری. اب تو بس یہ حسرت ہے کہ سرکار سنے میری، اب تو بس یہ حسرت ہے کہ سرکار سنے میری، وہ خواب میں آ جائیں پھر آنکھیں نہ کھلیں میری. So this was my naat. In summary, it means that we have a yearning for the sight of Prophet to come in my dream. And once he comes in my dream, I don't want to open my eyes again.
بہت بہت خوبصورت تھے. ویری نائس. اینڈ آئی تھنک آلسو جو آپ کے دا لاسٹ لائنز دیٹ یو شیئرڈ کہ میں بھی دنیا کی محفلوں سے اکتا گیا ہوں. اینڈ آئی تھنک اٹس گریٹ ریفرنسنگ دی اوریجنل پوئم اینڈ ایڈنگ یور اون ٹو اٹ اینڈ very, very moving and beautiful. Thank you. We have a couple of new guests that have joined us. ہمارے پاس we have Khazina who will be reading as well, and we have Surtaal Academy. Surtaal Academy is going to be reading some naats for us, and I'll just be introducing them in a little while. I know, Khazina, that you've just joined, so I'm going to read first to give you time to settle in, and then I'll hand over the mic to you to read. And then, we'll move on. We'll just check again if anybody else has some poems to share, or iske baad, we can move, towards the naate that Surtaal Academy will be reading. Acha, so just to give you all an idea, I'm going to be reading 2 poems. Shortlisting poems for events is something that I still struggle with many years on, and I tend to have a few shortlisted, and usually a few hours before the event I write new ones, and that's exactly what has happened today. So the 2 that I'm going to read are very, very new poems. They are based on our recent reflections on Salam and Noor, the 2 themes for the month. Of course, we'd been preparing for the events and for everything, everything else that we've been sharing around that and researching it. And we had a conversation around this as well recently. Warren, I've seen your message. Thank you very much for joining us today. So I'm just going to give everyone a little bit of context as to, the religious verses that have inspired these poems. One of them is quite serious, and the other one is quite lighthearted. So they're written in 2 very different tones. But we, just speaking to the concept of Noor, when Allah describes himself in the Quran, he describes himself as light. Right, and this is, and he describes himself as a lamp. I don't have the verses open in front of me, but that is, that is the reference that I've used and thought about when I'm writing the first poem. And if you, if you try to understand that very beautiful verse, I don't know if Laiba, you have it, or you have it, and you can share it a bit later.
Yeah, I can share it later.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. But that lamp, the way Allah has metaphorized his description over there, is meant to be how a believer's heart can be lit by Noor, right? Can be lit by divine light. And and of course, the news around the world always remains grim. And people have forgotten the genocide that's taking place in Gaza and continues to after the ceasefire. It's by no means the only place on the earth that's suffering and bleeding right now. And just reflecting on that, and just reflecting on what light and guidance means within, a world that's just filled with all kinds of chaos. This poem is called How to Regrow an Olive Tree. Every dying signals a rebirth, or a million, just about enough to recover the shady, spluttering loss of only about 25 years out of 500 or more. Fallen promises crash, policies clash, only tears trickle down. A franchise is offered in place of an olive branch. Clean up, make space, hollow out a dark heart on a beachfront stretching into a vast blue ocean. Waters that beam your gleaming mirage. What happens in Vegas transports to another land. Wade in after nightfall, lightless, sightless, drown in the unforgiving black waves where none can see your outstretched hand. The soil erodes, vacates where the earth gives up on man. Trees grow to die. Only the radical, tedious humans still cry. A trumpet signals the end. Some cultivate, some uproot, some create beauty, some spread grey gloom. We all feel the blues, singing without melody, drowning out the hymn, the hum, then the humming of the bird, when Noah's ark still floats, awaiting the pearl dove bearing the news. A new leaf will signal time to land. A heart still holds its lamp, sifts through soils of emotion, in a drought as the thirsty patience of a fasting man. A stump regrows, go out on a limb, gather the fallen stem after stem, cultivate an oil of no fire, a light that doesn't consume, spark life as hope resumes. White flowers will bloom and steady roots will seep past fallen daggers swallowed by the earth. The full moon shines, recedes, returns, gleaming silver wisdom amidst the verdant regrowth of an olive tree. Offer a branch, bear a leaf, crystalline, starlit, soft, luminous light. A soft drizzle in the night, bear witness, sumud, salam. A steady heart's glow greets, surrenders, returns to peace, immerses in the fragrance, sweet, serene, of the enchanting forest of forever green. Thank you. So this was the first poem. The second one that I'll read is lighter, and it's called Ramadan Ka Dastarkhwan, Feast of the Mussalman, version Punjabi. Just a disclaimer that I'm myself Punjabi, so there's no racism involved. Ramazan ka Dastarkhwan, for those who don't understand Urdu, Dastarkhwan is basically a large cloth that's spread out. So a dining cloth, but not on a table, that's traditionally spread out on the floor where people sit down to eat. And the symbolism of that is that people used to eat together. There was unity, there was humility because people were sitting on the floor. So I will read now. Spread the feast, lay out the spread. Together we break bread. Cracking as the atta, the all-purpose flour, foundational to the noor on your glowing whitewashed face. Secret to your natural beauty, persona, bhutni. Serving kebab, barbecued, very well done. Braving the unforgiving fires of hiba, gossip, fed on another's flesh, make khichdi out of guidance, bhunify, deep fry the spices, heat burn the nutrients away, fleeing as the spiritual leaves ritual, save some masala for the chai, the tea you still have left to spill. The main course arrives, pie, Punjabi special recipe, passed down generations. Sprinkle with tanzo tane, mocking, ironic words, humble pie ke lande ne, assi miljul ke khande ne, tada sara gurur mitande ne. Your pathway to humility, serving size, community. Working only for your benefit, couldn't you tell? Your pride we shall quell. End with a prayer. May God accept the efforts of the true. Send every kafir, munafiq, disbelieving hypocrite down the steep spiraling stairwell to hell. Thank you.
Everyone, and Assalamu alaikum Muniba. Beautiful poems. And I'm so grateful that you've welcomed me into the event. I'm sorry that I was a little late. I absolutely love the theme that you've chosen for this year, Salam and Noor, and that's why I thought, by hook and by crook, I'm going to join, even if it is for a little while. And I'm grateful that you've given me space to share. And I've written a poem that I recited at a few events, keeping Palestine in mind, keeping the role of us artists in this time in mind. And I think it stems on the belief really that light is really within us, and that we need to reach out within for this light and share it, especially creatives, especially artists at this time. There's a quote that I'd read, which I thought I'd share at the beginning, which was by Charles Simic, and he wrote, "Inside my empty bottle, I was constructing a lighthouse while others were making ships." And so I'm going to start my poem. My poem's called Vessel. Your heart is a vessel of light and art. Your heart is a vessel of light and art, and like art, you too will face the question of worth. Who are you beyond the pigment of birth? Who are you beyond language of heritage? Who are you beyond politics and postcode? Who are you beyond bank account and accent? Who are you beyond flag and country? Who are you beyond title and tribe? Who are you beyond creed and deed? Who are you when there is no one? You must know. You must know who you are. You must know who you are before the dereliction of being othered, colored, smothered, feared, jeered. You must know who you are, and you must visit often, especially when winds turn as they always do, and silence beckons as it eventually will. As noise casts its noose and trap, as the rat race seduces with its whistle and gunshot, as crowds hurry to the nowhere of success, you must know how far you can grow from yourself. Who are you before you turn into everyone else? Turn a blind eye to become palatable and safe. You must find this out about yourself. That space that is possible when the void is met. When the armor is shed, when you know this is your truth, you will be discovered, and all of you, your rage, your sweat, your blood, your tears, will meet the gaze of the world, free, without fears. So invite new possibility with canisters of color in the night. Make your heart a vessel of your craft and light, unafraid to speak the truth, to power and to might. Hold firm your vision, unshaken by division and suspicion of those who doubt your heart, for your heart is a vessel of light and art. Your heart is a vessel of light and art. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That was incredibly beautiful, Khazina. Really, really powerful. I'm so glad that you were able to join us today. For those who were there in our November event, Khazina's father had been, our featured Urdu guest. And you can see that the talent runs in the family, mashallah. So thank you for joining us. Very thought-provoking piece. I realized that, it's about 14 minutes till the end. And I'm going to be speaking partially in Urdu, partially in English for the audience. We have with us Surtaal Academy. To introduce Surtaal Academy, they're a music school in Lahore that offer music lessons and make them accessible. हमारे साथ आज सुरताल अकेडमी के बच्चे आए हैं and they'll be reading some naats. तो बेटा आप अपना नाम बताएंगे? Sorry, आप म्यूट पे हैं, आपको अनम्यूट करना होगा.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nayab Haider and I am a student of Surtaal Music Academy. I am going to recite a naat ए सब्ज़े गुंबद वाली. ए सब्ज़े गुंबद वाले मंजूर दुआ करना. ए सब्ज़े गुंबद वाले मंजूर दुआ करना. जब वक्त निज़ाए आका दीदार अता करना. मैं कब्र अंधेरी में घबराऊंगा जब तन्हा आका इमदाद मेरी करने आ जाना मेरे आका. मैं कब्र अंधेरी में घबराऊंगा जब तन्हा आका इमदाद मेरी करने आ जाना रसूल अल्लाह. रोशन मेरी तुर्बत को लिल्लाह सदा करना. جب وقت نزائے آقا دیداری عطا کرنا اس چہرے سے ضیا پائی ان چاند ستاروں نے آقا اس در سے شفا پائی دکھ درد کے ماروں نے اس چہرے سے ضیا پائی ان چاند ستاروں نے آقا اس در سے شفا پائی دکھ درد کے ماروں نے آتا ہے انہیں صابر ہر غم کی دعا کرنا جب وقت نزائے آقا دیداری عطا کرنا. تھینک یو.
سوری میں میوٹ پہ بول رہی تھی. بہت بہت خوبصورت تھی, بہت اچھی پڑھی آپ نے نیا.
تھینک یو.
تھینک یو ویری مچ. فار دی انگلش اسپیکرس میں بس یہ بتانا چاہوں گی کہ یہ تھوڑا سوری فار دی انگلش اسپیکرس آئی وانٹیڈ ٹو شیئر دیٹ دیر از اے لانگنگ ان دس نعت to have a sight of the Prophet. And I think Rafi had a similar theme in his poem. And, hoping that he will be there to help you. And that is on the Day of Judgment, but also, in terms of guidance in this life. جی اس کے بعد ہمارے ساتھ دوسری بچی ہیں. السلام علیکم بیٹا, آپ کا نام؟
السلام علیکم. My name is Momina Batul. I am the student of Surtaal Music Academy and I am going to recite a naat. فاصلوں کو تکلف.
اوکے, تھینک یو.
فاصلوں کو تکلف ہے ہم سے اگر ہم بھی بے بس نہیں, بے سہارا نہیں. فاصلوں کو تکلف ہے ہم سے اگر ہم بھی بے بس نہیں, بے سہارا نہیں. خود انہی کو پکاریں گے ہم دور سے راستے میں اگر پاؤں تھک جائیں گے. فاصلوں کو تکلف ہے ہم سے اگر ہم مدینے میں تنہا نکل جائیں گے اور گلیوں میں قدم بھٹک جائیں گے. ہم وہاں جا کے واپس نہیں آئیں گے, ڈھونڈتے ڈھونڈتے لوگ تھک جائیں گے. فاصلوں کو تکلف ہے ہم سے اگر جیسے ہی سبز گنبد نظر آئے گا بندگی کا کرینہ بدل جائے گا. سر جھکانے کی فرصت ملے گی کسے, خود ہی آنکھوں سے سجدے ٹپک جائیں گے. فاصلوں کو تکلف ہے ہم سے اگر نام کا جہاں بھی لیا جائے گا, ذکر लपक ही जाएंगे, फासलों को तकल्लुफ है हम से अगर, हम भी बेबस नहीं, बेसहारा नहीं। Thank you.
बहुत 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 खूबसूरत तरीके से आपने नात पढ़ी है और बहुत शुक्रिया. Yes, close to tears. I'm seeing one of the comments over there. Very moving. For those who don't understand Urdu, I'm sure they could still appreciate the beauty in the recitation. But ये मैंने खास request की थी. I especially requested, this naat.
जी जी, मैंने आज ही याद की थी, आज ही याद किया.
आज ही याद की थी और
जी, जी.
बहुत अच्छी पढ़ी है.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And this also ties back, I think, Hasib की poem में भी there was a longing कि वो रमज़ान मदीने में गुजारें. तो ये भी this poem is reflecting on the same theme कि आप just the longing to be in Medina and yeah, beautiful.
And
Thank you so much. आपने हमें चांस दिया. Thank you so much.
थैंक यू. आप लोग आए हैं,
हमको
आपने
अच्छा
टाइम
लगा.
निकाला है और बहुत खूबसूरत पढ़ी है. एंड मैं I'll drop everyone an email, all the participants after this, telling them a little bit more about Surtaal Academy, क्योंकि आप लोग बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं and it would be lovely for it to reach more people.
Thank you so much.
बहुत शुक्रिया.
अल्लाह हाफिज.
अल्लाह हाफिज. Thank you.
And I just wanted to share this.
Yes.
That when I went to Umrah last year, and me and my sister were we were in Medina, and we went to the Masjid al-Nabawi, and we were coming back to the place we were staying at the hotel, and we kind of got lost on the streets. So the words, the "Hum Madine mein tanha nikal jayenge," and all of that, it felt so real. And I was just writing this in the chat box that when you go to Medina, and whoever's been there, whoever wishes to go there, you will feel this naat on an extreme level when you go there, actually.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Laiba. Before I close the event, I'm just going to ask if anybody else wants to read anything. Right before the end, I'm going to read that verse from the Quran, that speaks to Allah's Noor. But before that, I know, Laiba, आपने एक poem share करनी थी. Would you want to
Yes.
read it?
So I remember when we had a chat about Salam and Noor, we also talked about justice, and one of Allah's names being the justice, right? So I found this poem. It's by Khalil Gibran. It's called War, and it sort of touches upon a concept of justice, a human-made justice, right? So it goes. One night a feast was held in the palace, and there came a man and prostrated himself before the prince. And all the feasters looked upon him, and they saw that one of his eyes was out, and that the empty socket bled. And the prince inquired of him, "What has befallen you?" And the man replied, "O prince, I am by profession a thief. And this night, because there was no moon, I went to rob the money changer's shop. And as I climbed in through the window, I made a mistake and entered the weaver's shop. And in the dark, I ran into the weaver's loom, and my eye was plucked out. And now, O prince, I ask for justice upon the weaver." Then the prince sent for the weaver, and he came, and it was decreed that one of his eyes should be plucked out. "O prince," said the weaver, "the decree is just. It is right that one of my eyes be taken, and yet, alas, both are necessary to me in order that I may see the two sides of the cloth that I weave. But I have a neighbor, a cobbler, who has also two eyes, and in his trade both eyes are not necessary." Then the prince sent for the cobbler, and he came, and they took out one of the cobbler's two eyes, and justice was satisfied. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Laiba. And I think just, reflecting on the theme of justice, it's so, mercy and justice go together. mercy and justice are traits of Allah, represented by his names and represented by his attributes. And we are commanded to, show mercy and justice, and they're necessary, what do you call it? They're necessary states. They're necessary to our practice of faith in order to attain the light, the nur, in order to attain peace, salam. I'm going to read a translation of that same ayat from Surah Nur, but before I read it, I'm just going to share a brief reflection on it that, was also present in my mind when I wrote and shared the 2 poems today. This surah, Surah Nur, the light, it actually touches upon some very serious matters, and it touches upon the moral code that should govern society. But at the same time, what people don't quote enough in it is the importance of watching your speech and actions and making sure that they're just and merciful and that they're not hurting others. And, I found that to be so, that's so relevant and important for us to remember. And wherever justice and laws are talked about, they're spoken about in terms of being implemented in a legal system and not in the courts of, gossip circles. So I thought that that's very relevant, to understanding the placement of this ayat, the placement of this verse. And whilst Allah speaks of this light, before I share this verse, Allah speaks of this light, and he speaks of the people who have this light, right? They are the people who remember, who live their lives right, and so on, who don't deny the truth. And he contrasts this with the people of darkness. And the people of darkness are obviously those who don't do any of this, who deny the truth. And by denying the truth, it means that you live a life of deception, right? So that's the ultimate. Faith is meant to be practiced, right? So living a life of deception, not standing up for the truth, or, accusing others wrongly, or engaging in anything that's wrong, deprives you of that light. And it's described as just being in a vast ocean and being covered with dark waves, with dark clouds on top, right? So the contrast is very clear. So now we'll speak of the light, and we'll end on this note. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. God is the light of the heavens and the earth. His light may be compared to a niche containing a lamp. The lamp inside a crystal of star-like brilliance, lit from a blessed olive tree, neither of the east nor of the west. The oil is as if it were ready to burn without even touching it, light upon light. God guides to his light whom he will. God draws such comparisons for mankind. God has full knowledge of everything. And on this note, we're ready to end the event. Just 2 minutes over time, but I realize it's almost Tarawih time in Pakistan. I just want to ask if anyone wants to unmute and share anything. I know that the chat has been active, which is beautiful. I'm really grateful to all of you.
वक्त निज़ाए आका दीदारी अता करना के फासलों को तकल्लुफ़ है हम से अगर हम भी बेबस नहीं बेसहारा नहीं